Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Kent Lutzen. People from across western Montana got a breath of fresh air as Missoula, Libby, and the Flathead Valley, along with Seeley Lake, had good to moderate air quality this afternoon. It was the first sight of blue skies in weeks. Missoula residents were enjoying this break from the smoke while spending some time soaking up the outdoors and hanging out downtown, something many have not had the chance to do for a large part of this summer. Let's go to our Storm Tracker Weather Center now with meteorologist Louis Dortch with the latest on this improved air quality. Louis?
Yeah, thank you, Kent. Wasn't it fantastic, guys? You saw the blue skies, it started to clear up. I know, at least for me personally, my mood, my attitude just got so much better. Still seeing some good quality air in Missoula, in Flathead, in Libby, moderate Seeley Lake, which is fantastic for them, Helena and Butte. Still unhealthy for sensitive individuals there in Hamilton and Thompson Falls. But as we take a look outside at our St. Joseph Medical Center iCam there in Polson, you can see the lake, a little bit hazy, but not too bad. We do have that air quality alert in place until 9 a.m. this morning, as we are going to see high pressure return for tomorrow.
Alrighty, thanks, Louis. More than 3 million customers are already without power in Florida as Hurricane Irma makes its way up the Sunshine State's Gulf Coast. After tearing through the Florida Keys, Irma made a second landfall at Marco Island this afternoon before weakening to a Category 2 storm. Kenneth Craig is in Tampa with the latest.
Hurricane Irma bore down on Naples, Florida Sunday, blasting the city with powerful winds and torrential rain. Irma first made landfall just after 9 this morning in the Florida Keys, then took aim at the mainland. In Miami, construction cranes proved no match for the wind, and water flooded streets downtown. The city avoided a direct hit, but the sheer size of this storm means it's still a threat.
Millions of Floridians are being impacted by this storm. This is a life-threatening situation.
On Florida's east coast, a major concern now are tornadoes, including this one in Fort Lauderdale. Another twister caused damage in Palm Bay. In Tampa, dogs played in the bay because Irma is actually blowing the water out into the Gulf of Mexico for now. But as conditions deteriorate in Tampa, all that water is expected to return in a storm surge of more than 8 feet.
I'm just waiting for it to flood, I guess, because the storm surge to come in.
President Trump says he is monitoring the storm with his cabinet.
It's going to cost a lot of money. Right now we're worried about lives, not cost.
Utility companies say it may be weeks before power is restored. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Miami.
The National Hurricane Center says Irma's second landfall is packing winds of 115 miles per hour, slightly less intense than the first landfall in the Keys. Now back in Montana, Democratic Senator Jon Tester secures federal funds for 3 major wildfires, 2 of which are in western Montana. Just a few days ago, Tester invited President Donald Trump to tour the devastation left by Montana's devastating fire season. In a release today, Tester said Washington must do its part to ensure lives, homes, and property are protected. The Federal Emergency Management Agency will provide funding to help fire the Rice Ridge Fire in Missoula, Powell counties, the West Fork Fire in Lincoln County, and Alice Creek Fire in Lewis and Clark County. The Fire Management Assistant Grant makes FEMA funding available to pay 75% of the state's eligible firefighting costs. The grant also helps with expenses for field camps, equipment, tools, materials, and supplies. These grants do not provide assistance to individual homes or businesses and do not cover other infrastructure damage caused by the fire. Here's some more specific details about the West Fork fire. Nearly 750 homes are threatened in and around Libby. The fire is also threatening buildings, businesses, transmission lines, cell towers, and 3 watersheds in the area. The blaze started on August 30th and has burned more than 8,700 acres of federal, state, and private land. The fire is 0% contained. Weeks of wondering and worrying are finally coming to an end for many Seeley Lake residents. However, fire managers want those residents in evacuation warnings to remain vigilant. The Missoula County Sheriff's Office has announced that the evacuation orders issued because of the 132,000-acre Rice Ridge Fire have been dropped to evacuation warnings, meaning that folks can return to their homes. There are now just 6 homes that remain under a mandatory evacuation order. Evacuation orders and warnings remain in effect for Powell County residents living east of the nearly 133,000-acre blaze. Now, a small business near Butte is donating some of its profits to help bring relief to school children breathing all the smoke from the wildfire. MTN's John Amy tells us how this couple is giving an early Christmas present to the state.
For a Butte area couple who own a business making wood products from Montana trees, wildfires are never a good thing. But this year's fire season has gone beyond a personal gripe.
Sad. It's horrible, and we're not directly affected by the fire itself, but the smoke and the ash in the air. Everybody around Montana has experienced it. This is the worst I've seen it in 32 years.
The couple decided to help by donating 100% of the September profits from the sale of these custom-made Christmas ornaments to the Missoula United Way, which will fund the installation of air filtration systems for schools in that area.
The smoke has been horrible for us and for our kids. We have 2 little boys, and they can hardly go outside to play anymore. So, you know, we wanted to do something that we know that some other children are going through.
And here's an example of the wood that the Schwarzenbergers use to make their beautiful ornaments. It's beetle kill blue pine, which right now is burning up in over 1 million acres of wildfires in Montana. And they started this project to be an example to other businesses to show that you can give back.
That's a way that we can give back, and we hope that by us, you know, as a small business, we can inspire others to find a way to donate to the cause as well.
An early Christmas present for a state burning for some relief. In Buxton, just south of Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
What a great gift. People can purchase those ornaments for $20 at their website at www.schwartzboards.com, and all profits from the ornaments in September will go back here in Missoula at the United Way. Now, coming up after the break, Montana PBS is highlighting the life of one well-known painter through a series of documentaries. And if you aren't hungry now, well, you will be after this next story. A celebrity chef comes to an Air Force base in Montana for a competition.